Today, we're going to make 4 different stick figure running animations at 4 different time frames. One at 10 seconds, one at a minute, 10 minutes, and then the final one will be at 1 hour. So let's hop into Rough Animator and get started with the 10-second animation. That went about as good as one can expect a 10-second animation to go. We were able to fit 2 frames in this animation, which is not great, but luckily we will have 3 more attempts to do better. So let's jump on over to the 1 minute. Okay, that's not bad. I'm actually kind of surprised what we got done in a minute. Had some good easing in there. The movement is kind of smooth. There's a little bit of shakiness with the limbs, but for being done in just 1 minute, I'm not mad at this one. Now 10 minutes is where things get interesting. We actually have a little bit more time to work with to actually hone in on those movements, make sure they're very smooth, and maybe even add some more personality to our stickman to tell a bit more of a story. For the 10-minute animation, I wanted to give a little bit more personality to our stick figure. I was going for more of a cartoony look, with the stick figure's head being way behind him to show that he is running at breakneck speeds. To add to this cartoony look, I gave the stickman here a ridiculously large head that takes up nearly half his body. This is something that I typically don't do with stick figures, but I decided to give him a face. Nothing too intense, just 2 eyes and a mouth. I also squashed and stretched the face a lot to give that cartoony look that I was after. It did seem like this was missing something. The stickman was running away from nothing, so I decided to hastily add a fireball in the last 2 to 3 minutes. Ideally, I would have about 5 minutes to make this, but for done in 2 to 3 minutes, I think this fireball turned out okay. There you have it, a 10-minute running animation. I'm honestly pretty proud of this one. For being done in 10 minutes, I think this is pretty impressive. I really like how the face turned out. I love the goofy little run I gave him. Pretty much the only thing I don't like is that fireball. The loop wasn't the cleanest on it, and it kind of just came out herky-jerky, but I think for being done in 10 minutes, I am very satisfied with how this turned out. Now it is time for the 1 hour run cycle. Going into this one, I really wasn't sure how I was going to do 1 hour for a simple run cycle, but I think I came up with a good plan. I've animated this character a few times in the past. I haven't really given him a name, so I'm just going to call him Goo Man. This is a stick figure whose superpower is, you guessed it, they're made of goo. And because of that, he constantly has strands of nasty slime running off of him, which not only provides a cool and fun effect to animate, but it also eats up a bunch of time for this 1 hour restraint. My plan was initially to have Goo Man run across the screen and then eventually trip and fall in his own slime, go into the ground, and then pop up and continue the run animation, but it turns out that that was a lot faster than I was expecting it to be. So I decided to add an additional element towards the end of this animating session. A lot of this 1 hour animation was just animating those slime trails that came off of Goo Man. So I'm just gonna shut up real quick and to let you enjoy the beautiful back and forth framing of me animating goo. Around the 45-minute mark, I was kind of done animating Goo Man, so I had to figure out a way to fill in that 15 minutes of dead time. So what I did is I cloned the running cycle of Goo Man, painted it black, and I am now calling this guy the Chaser. So instead of Goo Man just kind of slipping on his own feet, the Chaser now tackles Goo Man and causes him to sink into the floor. Around the 55-minute mark of animating this, I realized the Chaser also needed to loop. So what I did was I cloned the running animation at the beginning and had the Chaser just fade back into existence. Is this the most creative solution? No. No, it is not. But did I get this done in 1 hour? Heck yeah, I did. I even had 2 minutes to spare. So, yeah. All right, all done. We have 4 different run cycles at 4 different time frames. One at 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, and then finally that 1 hour mark. Now obviously the 1 hour animation is much more technically sound than the other 3 animations. But is it my favorite? I actually kind of like the 10-minute one over it. The amount of personality that stick figure had over Goo Man with the bouncing face and the kind of funniness of him running away from a forever chasing comment. I just kind of like that one a little more. And honestly, I kind of surprised myself with the 1 minute animation. While there's not much going on, that is a perfectly serviceable running cycle. And the 10-second animation, that was hot garbage, but 3 for 4, not bad. That's a 75%. We'll take that all day. Hope you guys enjoyed this 10-second versus 1 hour running cycle challenge. If you have any other ideas that you would like me to do the same thing with, please let me know and I might even do it in another video. That's all I got for today. Have a good one.